Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. Alright, next up is a welterweight throwdown between Charles Chuck Buffalo Radtke and Mike Proper Mallot. A matchup that sounds like two guys who should be selling whiskey and buffalo wings instead of swinging fists in a cage. But make no mistake, this one's got real fight of the night sleeper potential. So buckle up, we're about to dive into a battle between thug jitsu and whatever you call it when a Canadian black belt decides violence is polite. Let's break it down. Charles Chuck Buffalo Radtke, rolling in as a plus 175 underdog with a record of 10-4. Now his fighting style is literally labeled as thug jitsu on ESPN's website. And look, I've heard of it before, but I thought that was a joke. Like someone slipped it in as a meme and forgot to take it out. But nope, it's real. Apparently it's a combination of BJJ, boxing, wrestling, and whatever else works when you're throwing down in the parking lot of a Waffle House. And you know what? That actually checks out. Because Chuck Buffalo fights like a guy who learned how to scrap watching UFC DVDs and choreographed kung fu flicks at the same time. He's got decent boxing, a sneaky good left hook, just ask Gilbert Urbina's chin, and a solid ground game he's not afraid to lean on if things get dicey. His takedown defense in the UFC is technically listed at 100%, which sounds amazing until you realize it's because nobody has really tried to take him down. That's like bragging you've never failed a driving test when you've only ever played Mario Kart. But here's what I like. He's competed in grappling tournaments, which means he's not just some swing and pray brawler. And he's got finishing power. 5 knockouts, good instincts, and enough chaos in his striking that he's dangerous when you least expect it. That said, he is hittable. Not glass chin hittable, but more like, hey man, are you gonna move your head or what? Hittable. His hands aren't slow, but they're not winning any foot races either. Chuck is one of those good everywhere, great nowhere guys, which is both a compliment and a subtle warning. Mike Proper Mallot coming in as a minus 205 favorite with a record of 11-2. He has a vibe that screams, I drink craft beer, I submit people for fun, and I always say sorry afterward. Mike is a BJJ black belt, but don't let that fool you into thinking he's a pure grappler. The dude is well-rounded, clean jab, great distance control, calm under fire, and can turn into a backpack faster than you can say maple syrup. He was on a nice little win streak until he ran into Neil Magny, which, by the way, is just part of the UFC rite of passage. Losing to Neil Magny is like getting hazed by the division before they let you sit at the grown-up table. Now, is this a fraud check? In my opinion, no, he was winning, he just gassed out at the last minute. But Mallot bounced back like a true Canadian, politely, efficiently, and with a smile, by beating up Trevin Giles over 3 rounds, showing his cardio improvements. Someone he already beat in a grappling match. That's like beating a guy at chess and then challenging him to connect 4 just to prove a point. But still a solid opponent to get a win over. His hands are sharp, his top control is heavy, and he doesn't give up much control time when he's taken down. If he wants to take you down, he probably will. If he wants to stand and trade, he can do that too. Basically, Mallot is like a Swiss Army knife in Tim Hortons trunks. He's got all the tools and they're all politely effective. So, who wins? You've got Chuck Buffalo with his thug jitsu, chaos boxing, and sneaky left hook energy. If he can pressure Mike, push the pace and stay standing, he has a chance in this fight. Maybe he can outpoint him to a victory. On the other side, Mike Mallot, the polished, disciplined crowd favorite fighting at home with a clean game and cleaner hair. If he can control the distance and use his speed advantage, he has a real chance. In my opinion, Mike is better everywhere. Radtke brings grit and weirdness. Mallot brings fundamentals and finesse. The question is, does Chuck make it messy enough to land something big? Or does Mike just keep it clean, smooth, and proper, like his nickname promises? Official pick Mike Mallot. Give me Mike to use the home crowd pop as fuel. Manage the distance, land the sharper shots. Maybe mix in a takedown or 2 just to flex on the stat sheet. And remind Chuck Buffalo that thug jitsu might sound cool, but BJJ black belt Canadian precision is a little more effective when it counts. Mallot by decision or submission, depending on whether Chuck forgets that takedown defense is not a suggestion, it's a lifestyle. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.